everyone, I'm stormhq, and today we're going to be diving into the full and beautiful world of AI traffic. Let me show you how we're going to handle this. Before I'm starting, I'm going to delete all the traffic I made before the video to show you everything we could do with that. First, let's remove everything related to our traffic. Let's rebuild. Okay, let's go. So first, to handle traffic using the mass traffic, we're going to go to plugin and be sure we have activated non-graph annotations, traffic coming from the Epic City Sample project, word preprocessor here, and also mass AI, mass entity, mass gameplay. After that, we're going to close that. Go to edit, go to project settings, and we're going to look for the graph settings. First, we're going to need some tags which will define filters. First, pedestrians, roads, intersections, vehicles, and further in the video we're going to need maritime, land, air. And we certainly need traffic density 0, density 1, density 2, and density 3. After that, we're going to set the lane connection angle to 180. This will allow us to connect nearly any angled lanes together. After that, we're going to set the turn threshold angle to 15 to be sure we don't turn for a small angle. It's changed. It can be changed as you want. Just experiment. Then we close that and we go to lane profiles. We need to create our lane profiles. For example, for us, if you look in the background, here we have only 2 lanes. So we're going to make a 2 lanes profile. We already have it here. I'm going to explain you how to. When you press plus, go to 2 lines. We have the name. I said 2 lanes. Then inside the lanes, you can add or remove lanes. I have 2 lanes, 1 and 2. One which is forward, another one which is backward. If I said backward then forward, the first one is backward, the second one is forward. Then we set the width. With CityBLD, it's more generally 400. And we set the main tag, allowing us to be sure we can drive on, which is vehicles. Nothing more. I'm going to show you after why. After doing that, you can go. What you can do is, if you have some roads which have space in between the lanes, you can add lanes between which don't use neither forward or backward, but just use none. With that, they are nothing. They are just spacing. So you can set default or no tags if you want. Just add spacing. Just add the size and it will add spacing. After you've done that, you have to go to this category mass. Look for mass traffic, lanes, and open these 2, traffic lane filter and intersection lane filter. The other one is as you like, but let me show you. In the traffic lane filters, we're going to say we run on all things that has roads plus vehicles, but not pedestrians. And for intersection lane filters, it's always have roads plus vehicles plus intersection, and no pedestrians. Okay? That means if there is intersections, it's an intersection. After that, we close that and we go to steering. In the steering PID controller params, you want to set these values like that. I've called ChatGPT and ensured with my testing that they are the right one. The main is this one, which tells how sharply we turn, and we need that for the further settings. After that, go to density management, lane densities, and add these densities. Traffic density 0, but not traffic density 1, 2, or 3. Density multiplier 0.2. It's as you like, but I'm going to show you this for the tutorial. Then, traffic density 1, 0.45. Density 2, 0.7. And density 3, 1.0. After that, we can close everything here. You have other parameters, but we don't use it. We're not going to use it for now. Okay, so we close that and we go simply to the blueprints I gave you. You have UI, and we're gonna right click, run utility editor widget. Then we're gonna select all our roads plus intersections. You can do that in a go, in one go. Select spawn intersections zone shape and spawn roads zone shape. This is going to make some zone shapes which are of course not usable for now. And to fix that, we're just going to click build zone graph. Every time you change your zone graph, you have to do that. It's important. After that, just for visualization, we are not ready. First we select all our roads and we set in the tag traffic density 0 for our first test. Simple. Land, vehicles, roads. And for the intersections, it's land, vehicles, roads, intersections, traffic density 0. After that, as always, when you do changes, it's build zone graph. It doesn't build itself whenever you make changes. After that, with the two blueprints I gave you more, BP mass traffic interspawner and BP mass traffic intersection spawner. I'm just gonna rename this like it should, like this. You're gonna go into entities type and add all the entities you will use. For now, we didn't define entities, but I'm gonna tell you how to. For me, I have a count of 500. I have 400 between this and this, so 275 for car 1 and 125 for bus 1. To define these entities, let's look where they are. This is bus 1 traffic and car 1 traffic. If we open them up, you're going to see all the setup. First, to make this, right click, miscellaneous, data asset, and mass entity config, select, make a name, like for example, car 2 traffic, and you're good to go. If you open it, there is nothing. If you see, I'm going to close everything here. If we look about what car 1, we have this mass traffic agent as a parent. I'm going to show you what are the settings you need. All of this. They serve for working, for making a mass traffic vehicle work. If we make validate entity config, of course it doesn't work, and that's not a problem because if you go to car 1 and validate, it's good. For the car itself, you need traffic vehicle visualization and traffic vehicle simulation. We made the parent so it's simpler. When you have that, in the traffic vehicle visualization, you first need to have low-res template editor, car 1 traffic, high-res template editor, car 1 traffic fizz. I'm going to show you what these two are. Then, nextly, just be sure of that. Low-res conductor, medium, low-res conductor, high-res conductor. Then, you're going to go to, LOD parameters. You're going to go, you have to click on this. Key factor extra frame. I was a bit in a rush. Key factor extra frame just means that whenever it switches from low res to high res or from high res to low res, you're sure that it doesn't create any disparities. It keeps the actual extra frame to avoid render glitches. After that, go to LOD parameters and look about this. Make nearly the same settings as me, but change them if they are not enough. For high, medium, low, and off, which are this. After that, you just need to go to traffic simulation. Here, it's half the length of your vehicle, half the width of your vehicle. The front axle X point and the rear axle X point. After that, select your physics vehicle template actor, which is the same we set it here in the highest template actor. So I'm going to show you a car traffic, a simple one, when you don't handle physics, is like that. Main static mesh with no wheels, and then wheels. Or if your car has wheels, you could also do it like me, 4 wheels, which have either nothing in static meshes, or something, it's as you like, and then either nothing here, either having material to hide this up, or have something and set it to invisible, and check visible, or check visible and hide in the game, as you like. After that, we need to have this. That class derivates from a base class I made, so it's faster to edit everything I want for a new class. Look, so first we need this component, mass traffic vehicle. We set nothing here, and we're just gonna call it in the event begin play to set the wheel components to be the 4 wheels we have. I used an order, but you can use the order you want. I don't think this is necessary, but for the sake of simplicity, just follow this order. Then, when you made this, get your body, and obligatory, you have to do this. Get packed traffic vehicle instance custom data into set custom primitive data flow on the body in the data index 1. It's important, otherwise the engine will crash. After that, have into the class settings this implemented interface, mass actor pullable interface, and 3 things. First, prepare for pulling. We disable the collision. Prepare for game. We enable the collision, and can be pulled is just to be true. This is for something. If you want, here you can have some conditions where, for example, you want your car to be unavailable for pulling if you are in an area which normally allows it, because you say, for example, your player is in a mission and there is no buses left more. That's as you like. Then after that, when you made your base traffic actor, you derivate from this one each time you want, setting the body, the width, as I said so, and just can be pulled, redone with true, or with the conditions you want for each car as you like. After that, just have parent begin play. If you don't have it, just right click, add call event to parent function. After that, and when you're ready, we have the physics one. The physics one is really simple. If you open it, it's just a wheeled vehicle pawn, which handles these things: a mesh, a mass agent to make connection with the simulation, and vehicle movement, which is coming from the wheeled vehicle pawn. What we just need, is this. Add actor word offset. You can set whatever you want. We need this just to be sure that our cars, our vehicles, don't spawn inside the don't have the wheels spawn inside the road and create collisions bug. As always, the same mesh, get packet traffic, vehicle instance custom data, set the same. Enable the mass agent because by default it's not enabled. Just make this to be sure that our vehicles don't have velocity problems where your car starts to go crazy. We'll limit our angular velocity. Then I made this just like the vehicle movement component is not activated by default because it was for a test, and you're not obliged to do that. You can let this component start with tick enabled true. Then, as always, you make your configuration. You set the 4 wheels coming from your skeletal mesh. You set the correct wheels, chaos wheels blueprints, and everything then stay the same as when you make a normal vehicle using chaos wheeled vehicles. So after that, and when you have done that, you need to be sure that in class settings you have the mass actor pullable interface also, which is also set like this. Prepare for game and prepare for pulling. We don't really need it, but we can do it, so we're gonna do it. Okay, it's mesh, and we're gonna set collision enabled. We're gonna set something like this, the same. And if we look about the first one, best traffic, what we did was set actor enable collision. we're gonna be simpler. We're gonna do the same. Up. So we're gonna make the same, and we are good to go. This is better. I just have an issue. Ah, okay. Sorry, I already made them just a little bit upper. sorry. Can be pulled. True also. And lastly, we need this for physics vehicles. Mass traffic vehicle control interface, and we just need to handle this. Set vehicle inputs. So set vehicle inputs, which is here. Okay. Sorry. So you see, we have this here. So I'm gonna remake this. You get that function which will gonna handle the inputs. So we set the throttle, we set the brake, which is between 0 and 10. I did an experiment on this, so you can change it to from 0 to 1. Then the same, we can set the handbrake to be that value. We're gonna set the steering coming directly like this, and we're gonna have a branch. Do we set steering or not? Just come here, and that's all. After that, you can just have your event like this, save, and be okay. After that, you can come back, be sure you have set up everything you want, and when you think you're ready, we're gonna go into our spawner, traffic data spawner. We spawn traffic data spawner and traffic data spawner. Traffic intersection spawner, get this, the entity config of traffic light. We open it and we just have one. We open it and we have this. Total fragments, transform fragment and mass traffic intersection fragment. Then we have traffic light visualization. Then we have traffic intersection simulation and the decollector. We don't need anything more. Nothing. And we don't change anything here. When we think we're good to go, then we can go. We just need to have this traffic lights types data. If we open it, then we have this. All the light types for lanes. So we add as many as we want, but for now I didn't find any usage of this. And you also need lights instances. It's a mass traffic light instances dataset, and this is a mass traffic lights type dataset. You need the two, and this one is just having a reference to the traffic light instances data. After that, we just need to go here, set a mass traffic intersection spawn data generator, and make our two things here. You can configure this a bit if you want, but for me, I'm actually not touching this. After that, go to the mass traffic interspawner, set spawner intersection to true, set our intersection spawner to the one we've added, and we're good to go. Here I've made count, so this is 500. So we have 275 for car 1 traffic, then 125 for bus, which I can show you is just the same as the car, but for bus, everything is the same. And then you have to add your mass traffic vehicle spawn data generator. And inside, add vehicle type spacings. I made land, and I'm going to rename this to land big or to land large. Inside that, I made just one entity type, but you can add as many as you want in that spacing type. I made 2400 for bus 1 traffic. I said it can work on everywhere. It can spawn everywhere, which is land or vehicles or roads, but not in intersections, maritime or air. Then I have maritime, which says only on roads, vehicles and maritime. Then I have land small, which are for small vehicles like the car one, which I said roads plus roads or vehicles or land, and not intersections or maritime and air. Any of that doesn't allow the car to spawn. After that, we can just click on build on graph, and if we're sure we are good to go, just hit play, and we're gonna see. Sorry, I'm a bit too far. I'm gonna move that a bit like that. The player starts. If we look, we have our traffic. We have some buses. We have a lot more cars available, and if you see, they are currently using their physics version. It's just about when we are too far that they use their simple versions. And like this, which is good to go, you see that our proportions are working as expected. And also, because we made traffic density 0, which is really limits our traffic density. And what I'm going to show you is that now, if we edit roads to have a traffic density which is much higher, like for example 1, we always have to build a graph, we save and we come back. You can see that all the roads are now much more populated. If you look, they are really much more populated with cars and buses. If we now say traffic density 2, it's gonna be again much higher. Always build. Now it's again much higher. You see, we have a lot and a lot of cars available here. We have too much cars coming here. So if you look, there is really so much that we can do nothing about it. As you see, oh, okay. Let's. I think I can. No, okay. So you see, now it's broken. They are waiting for that car to pass out, and until that car pass out, nothing can be done. So we're gonna restart the simulation. This is something just because our buses are not greatly handling these little roads. So this is normal. So as you see, it works as expected, and we are good to go. So what I'm going to tell you is that all these zone shapes are made with blueprints I give you. But you have to know that wherever you want to do yourself your zone shapes, you can. The only thing I'm going to show you here, which is really important, if I can. Thanks. Just a moment. Okay, this is that one. If you look about this, it's 2 lanes. We can set 4 lanes, and if I said build on graph, okay, thanks. Then suddenly it's a 4-way lanes. We can't see it here because there, you see, it's going under, but here we can see it. You have 2 lanes left, 2 lanes right, and that is like that. We're gonna reset 2 lanes and rebuild. But like this, you can have multiple lanes, either left or right, as I said before, based on your lane profile. And you can also reverse your lane profile. If I do that, you go here and click on build the graph, then normally my lane profile has been reversed. So explain me why it doesn't work. This is really simple. It's because it connects together with the other splines, the other zone shapes, which are already in the good side, in not reversed version. So every lane, every zone shapes have to be using the same direction, otherwise it won't do anything. Besides of that, you can make zone shapes yourself. And what I mean is that you can have zone shapes that are alone. Like, look, for example, this is a 4-way one. I can just play with it, go like that, go that. I can just play with it, you know. I can just play with that new zone shape I make. Here I set Bezier to be something much more better, and it's good to go. Like that, I can make my own roads, and if I want, I'm going to show you. If I click on that, set to 2 lanes to be in accordance with that. If I want, I have the possibility. Just a moment. I'm gonna make something like this. If I click, if I click on that again, I normally have the possibility to make this connected together. So I'm going to show you. I click on my intersection, so I'm going to find it. Is it that one? No, I don't think so. Okay, it's that one. I'm going to show you. I just have to go here, click on Alt, add a point. Okay, go like this, turn it. Okay, look, be sure it's white, be sure the points are white. This is the main condition, and after that you're gonna see it's connected. And how I can show this to you is that by clicking here on my road, look, if I move the point, you see these parts in the left and the right are moving together. You see, they are moving because they are connected. And you always have like that to rebuild the graph. And if you see, everything is connected. Even these parts are connected to that part, which is beautiful. So I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna rebuild everything. Okay, I'm gonna click on that. Just a moment. I'm gonna click on my zone shape, which is like that. Remove that point because we don't need it. Re-click, build the graph, and it's done. Like that. That means you can make your own zone shapes. For example, I can make zone shapes on this water, and I can set, for example, like I did. I'll show you in the mass spawner. As I made boat, and I said boats only spawn on something which is roads, vehicles, and maritime, but neither on air, land, and intersections, which is good. So that's all. If you have understood everything, then you're good to go with your traffic. Just a little thing before I close this tutorial. Here I've made boats. Here you see I made boats. I made a boat which is available to spawn on maritime. That means I can make my traffic for maritime. You can make the same just by making another time spacing, and set not maritime but air, and that's going to be the same. Just be sure that in other spacings you don't allow them to spawn in air, maritime, and what they are not concerned about. Why? Because when you do that, your zone shapes will not be linked to other zone shapes, so they will not interfere together. And as always, just make the tags that concern them. That's all. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.